Hey everyone, it's Matthew, also known as Foot Forward in the dinar community. Saturday, March 9th, 2019, when I'm recording this. I feel like I have some revelation to share. So, as many of you know, I have been waiting and expecting for Iran's nuclear facilities to be hit. I want to clarify, I'm not anti-Iran at all. I don't like their government, but I am not against Iran, the country. I actually think part of what God wants to do with Iran being attacked is actually move Iran into an incredible season, but its government needs to be removed. So I've been waiting, contending for that. And a lot of the things that we're waiting for and contending for seem to be very tedious. We're contending for the dinar. We're contending for these things. And for those of you who aren't familiar, I believe once these attacks in Iran happen, and to be really clear, we're not talking about Iranian assets in Syria. I'm specifically talking about attacks that I believe are going to transpire in the country of Iran, very specifically. So when that happens, I believe we will be within days of the RV happening, the revaluation of the Iraqi dinar. I expect the dinar to revalue, the dong to potentially revalue. In saying that, I should also disclose I am not a financial expert. This is not to be taken as financial advice. And yeah, leave it at that. So I don't think the Zim is going to revalue. I think the Zim is a scam. I think the dinar is by far and away going to be the big winner. I don't have any other currencies. That's the only one I have because I don't think the other ones are worth holding. That's just my opinion. So I'm looking for this stuff to transpire in the Middle East. But there was an interesting kind of breakthrough that had happened. A lot of us in Canada have been contending since 2015 for a shift in our government. Justin Trudeau got elected. It was not good. We knew it wasn't going to be good. And many of us have been really contending for a shift here. And for those of you who haven't followed, essentially Justin Trudeau, our Prime Minister, pressured Jody Wilson-Raybould, who was the former Attorney General, into essentially not applying the law to a company called SNC-Lavalin. It's an engineering firm that Trudeau has ties to, and there's a lot of corruption that's been going on. They've been paying, bribing essentially people in order to get contracts. It's really turned into a huge mess. But back in 2016, there was a word released in our church about shaking that was going to happen both federally and provincially in Canada. Alberta and Canada specifically. When that word was given, I immediately felt in my spirit that Justin Trudeau was actually going to have to resign before the next election because of the corruption that was going to be exposed. We're seeing that happen now, and this is just the tip of the iceberg. But we've been contending for this for like 3 years. And some days it's been hard. And it feels like, is anything actually really happening? But the day that Jody Wilson-Raybould resigned from the Liberal caucus, and also when she had been fired by Justin Trudeau, you knew something had happened. Something had shifted. I remember feeling in my spirit at that exact moment, I knew the destiny of Canada had just been shifted. There was a huge breakthrough. I was also reading, it was Matthew 6 or 7, I think. The verses where it talks about, knock, keep on knocking, ask and keep on asking, seek and keep on seeking. And it takes faith when you're doing that to continually be contending for something. It takes faith knowing that God is actually going to move. And it's not necessarily the repetition that brings the breakthrough. I believe when we're willing to continue to contend for something, it shows that we have faith that God is faithful to do what we believe He's said He's going to do. That faith opens up things. And if you don't have faith for something, you're not going to keep contending and contending and contending and contending for it. So I believe we need to keep contending for these things. The dinar, things being shown in our government, like both in Canada and the U.S. I believe that God is just suddenly going to move in the U.S. I know Trump has been under attack. It looks like there's a losing battle going on. We really need to ignore that. I feel that so strongly in my spirit. We need to continue to pray for Trump, contend for things to be exposed, and for there to be a shift towards righteousness in America. And in Canada, for that matter. These things are really worth contending for. We can't give up on this. What kind of world are we going to leave for our kids or their kids if we're not willing to contend for now? I know it feels hopeless. We need to ignore that feeling. We can't be ruled by our feelings. We're not supposed to walk by sight. We're supposed to walk by faith. So I just want to encourage you guys in that. That's really all I have at the moment. I know I've said I'm going to do more videos more frequently. I'm working on that. Sometimes I just don't feel like I have anything to release or talk about. So as soon as I do, I will do another video. If you guys have any questions, please comment below. If you are reposting this video, please include a link back to my YouTube. You can find me on YouTube at footforward26. You can find me on Twitter there as well. Please subscribe to my channel so that you can get updates as soon as I have them to release. And feel free to follow me on Twitter. Post below if you have any questions. I think that's it. Please feel free to share this video as well. Thank you guys for watching. Bless you guys, and I will talk to you soon.